All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for getting out of class and being patient while we got everything set up. We are very excited to have special guests here from the London New Year's Day Parade to talk to you a little bit more about it. So let's make sure that right now we have all of our wonderful electronic devices put up and away so we can pay attention, okay? And without further ado, I will introduce the director of the parade, Mr. Bob Bone, if you could welcome him to the podium.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hunt. Now then, how are we all this morning? All good? Yes. Excellent. Are you missing lots of things to be here to hear us? I hope so. That always means that we can take as long as we like, and we're quite popular because you're not doing other classes. Okay, first thing we have to do is just a little check of language, because I don't have an accent. So please don't come up to me afterwards for a chat and say, oh, I like your accent. You do, absolutely for sure. But you are anyway understanding me, even though I'm speaking to you in a strange tongue, yes? Seems to be okay, good. All right, well, as Mr. Hunt said, my name's Bob Bone, and I'm the chairman now of London's New Year's Day Parade and Festival. No longer the director, that's been moved on to somebody much fitter and younger than me. But I still keep a pretty wary eye on what goes on. And my job today is to tell you a little bit about the event. And then I'm going to ask my very good friend, colleague and senior patron of the parade, Mr. Steve Summers, to tell you a little bit about how you will be welcomed in London and what you might also see as well as taking part in the parade. Now then, you have got a heck of a job on your hands when you come to the parade, because your predecessors here from Walker Valley been 6 times to the parade before and have really helped to make the parade the terrific event that it is today. And I know, well, I'm very confident, that you guys are going to take that whole thing forward and further re-establish Walker Valley High School Band as the favourite band in the parade for everybody who comes to watch it. Think you're up to that task? Well, what your predecessors have helped create is what we call the greatest event in the greatest city in the world. And greatest city in the world, we can always argue a bit about that, because sometimes the people that we are visiting think that they live in the greatest city in the world, and they probably do. So we sometimes settle for saying that London is the equal greatest with wherever we happen to be. So today we're equal with Cleveland, shall we be? Anyway, that's Steve's job. Make sure London is greatest. My job is to convince you that the event is the greatest, and I do that by quoting some numbers at you. So, number of participants that take part in our event every year: 8,500. Probably a few more than that this year, actually, and maybe in 2025 when you come, it'll also be a few more than that. But anyway, we're a minimum of 8,500 people taking part in the event. Putting that into a little bit of context, I think you have an event in this country on Thanksgiving Day. Yep. I think it's in New York, and I think it's named after a department store. You heard of it? What is it? That's the one. Well, they think they're a pretty big deal, don't they? Don't they? Yeah. Are they? Well, they're not bad. It's an okay parade. But they have just over 4,000. I think it's 4,200 people in theirs. How many do we have? How good's your math? We have 8,500, so we are more than twice as big. More than twice as big in terms of participation as Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Does that put that into a little bit of context for you? Yeah? So we're big. How many people come out and watch our parade on January the 1st? Answer to that question, around about 2/3 670,000 people come out and line the historic streets of the city of Westminster on January the 1st between 12 o'clock midday and 3:30 in the afternoon. And you know what? They stay. They stay solidly for 3.5 hours because the quality of the entertainment and the spectacle that they're seeing is mind-boggling. It's fantastic. They just love it. Why do they come out? Apart from the fact the entertainment's good, of course the weather is fantastic. It's hot and sunny and warm. You believe that? No. I hope you don't. Everything else I tell you is true, that's a lie. But they do come out because of the quality of the entertainment, they do stay out because of the quality of the entertainment. We, as an organisation, we have a sort of opinion poll every year. Out there we have people asking our audience what they like in the parade, what they don't like. If anybody says they don't like anything, we don't listen. Yeah, we do listen. But we know that they're misguided and wrong. But this helps us to decide what we can put in the next one to make it even better. But the interesting thing that always comes out is that the number one favourite, most popular thing in the parade every single year, you. American high school, college and university marching bands. There's a segment of the audience likes the cheerleaders better, but we'll leave them to one side. But the marching bands are absolutely the most popular thing in our parade every year, have been for the last 37 years, and I'm sure they will continue to be so. You see, the thing is, we do not have marching bands like you in the United Kingdom, or indeed in most of Europe. We have some very, very good military bands, we have some excellent community bands, brass bands and things like that, but nothing as spectacular and entertaining as you guys. We did actually scratch our heads a bit and wonder why we don't have bands as good as yours. Of course, we rapidly came to the conclusion, very, very quickly actually, that the reason is that we play proper football in England, with a round ball, that is, and you don't need a marching band to make 2.5, 3 hours of game remotely interesting or entertaining. I've been to a lot of American football games, still don't understand it. It seems that it stops more often than it starts. But I always look forward, there's one highlight always if you watch an American football game to me, and that's the band at half time. So anyway, that's why we don't have marching bands, because we play with a round ball. There's another thing that makes our parade unique and very, very special, and that is our worldwide television audience. And when I say worldwide, I mean worldwide. Our broadcast, live broadcast on New Year's Day, reaches 340 million homes around the world. That makes it one of the biggest outside broadcasts anywhere in any given year. In the United States, we have a contract with American Public Television, that's PBS to you, and that extends for the next 5 years, so it's definitely going to apply in 2025 when you come. And they show the entire parade live on 311 PBS channels across the country. There's only 323 in total, so really it's total coverage. And the beauty of PBS, and the reason that we work with PBS, is because unlike those people in New York at Macy's, or even the people at the Rose Parade in California, they all have commercial television. And whenever it seems you get to a marching band arrives to give a keynote performance, so we move to an ad break, because there ain't no money in you guys. But when it's us, you are seen in full for your performance on television, because we do not ever cut to ad breaks. So you'll be TV stars somewhere in the country for a nanosecond when you come and perform in the parade in London. So, have I made the parade sound remotely interesting? If you call that enthusiasm, I'm afraid I simply don't. So would you like to come to this parade? That's better, but still not going to earn you any stars. Now the thing is this: the guy who's going to give you the invitation, it's not me, it's Steve Summers here, who is also going to talk to you a bit about London. Very nice guy, but he does relish applause. In fact, you might even call him an applause junkie, frankly. And he is sort of minded to give invitations out according to the rapture of the welcome that he receives. So when I ask Steve to come and talk to you in just 1 second now, I'll stop rabbiting on, and ask him to come up and talk to you. If you give him very loud cheer, lots of applause, make a lot of noise, he's going to feel very happy, and he's going to be possibly even impressed, and he will be minded to give you the invitation. But if you're quiet, as you were that first time with me, you got no chance. So big, loud, warm welcome for Steve Summers, please. Thank you.
Thank you. That's great. Okay, that's everything I need. You're invited. I'm going. Lovely to see you all. No, listen, that's great. Thank you so much. Honestly, I don't get that welcome in London, so if you don't mind, I'm going to milk that for all I can. So if there's anything I say in the next few minutes that you think, wow, that's amazing, feel free to do that again, that's totally fine. But look, it's great to be here. I've never had a welcome like that, so thank you. I'll never forget this school, that's for sure. As Bob has said, I'm a patron of the London New Year's Day Parade. I'm chairman of the London Mayors Association, and I'm here to represent all of the current and former mayors of the London boroughs. I know I look young, but I'm a past Lord Mayor of the City of Westminster, which is the heart of London, the centre of London, where you'll be performing. If you accept the invitation, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But it's great to be here, and as I always say, the reason that the London Mayors Association is so proud to be associated with this fantastic event, well, it's just that. Because the London New Year's Day Parade and Festival is such a big deal for London, it's such a big deal for our city, it's so important, and therefore we are proud to be associated with this event. And as you guys, I mean, I already know what your great record in the parade. I think I'm going to ask you I'm going to say thank you for, as a school, being so brilliant and contributing to our city life in London and this amazing event, and say thank you in anticipation for what you're going to do over the coming months, because I know how great you are. We only want the best of the best, and I know that's exactly what you guys are. So before I say anything else, I want to say thank you again and ask you to give yourselves a round of applause, because you're brilliant. And you know, there you go, I've broken it. You're so polite. You gave me a better round of applause than they gave yourselves. But I'm just gonna throw that out there. But look, quid pro quo, right? Is if you guys come, which I hope you all will, to London to perform in this amazing event that's so important to London. The quid pro quo is to say thank you for that. Is you're going to come to London for a week, and you're going to be Londoners. And we're going to give you an amazing experience when you come to London. It's not just about performing in the event, obviously that'll be the pinnacle, but there's going to be other things you're going to be doing. Now, I'm totally biased, of course I am. I think London is the greatest city in the world. But let me just give you a few pointers that I think genuinely makes, I know there's lots of other world cities, there's other great places, but I want to give you a feel for a couple of things that I think makes London pretty unique. I could, by the way, talk all day, but I know you all want to get back to class as soon as possible, so I'm going to keep this as brief as I can. Do you know what? If you keep cheering, I'll talk all day, if that would work. I don't know. Is that all right? we've just agreed we'll stop at lunchtime. So, but look, London, I think, look, we're British, okay? We are obsessed, absolutely obsessed with history. So, and I think that's going to be the first thing that's going to hit you when you arrive to perform at the parade. When you become Londoners for a week, you're going to go, wow. And the history in London is going to blow your minds. You're going to see, some of which you will pass on the parade route. You're going to see when you're in London some of the most famous, most iconic, most recognisable, most Instagrammable buildings in the world. We're talking about Big Ben, we're talking about Buckingham Palace, the Tower of London, you can go and see the Crown Jewels, Westminster Abbey, Windsor Castle, all these famous, famous places. You guys will be seeing them. You guys will be performing alongside those amazing, amazing buildings. I've got to mention history just because it's so important to us, and I really think you'll love it. But look, it's not just about, you know, old buildings. London has so much more. You guys are musicians. You love a bit of culture. Well, in the city of Westminster alone, that's my borough, right in the centre. Just in that borough, we have 75 theatres. So if you want to go and see a show, you'll be spoilt for choice. We have some of the most famous art galleries in the world. You can visit them for free, by the way. We have some of the most famous museums in the world. You can visit those for free, by the way, too. You know, we have the Royal Opera House. We have so many different things that you can go and visit when you're in London. I can't stand shopping, I have to say, but I think some of you might like shopping. We've got famous shopping districts. We've got Covent Garden, we've got Oxford Street, we've got Regent Street, we've got Bond Street. You're going to be spoilt for choice. There are so many things you're going to be able to experience as Londoners when you come to perform in this event. But there's one thing. I said I would make London stand out from the crowd. There's one thing that is so important that I think makes us really genuinely unique from every other world city, and that's the Londoners. Literally over thousands of years of history, the United Kingdom and London have welcomed the world to our country and our city. We're an international city. We think there's about 250 different languages spoken by the residents of our city. We are a diverse, open, tolerant city, probably the most diverse, open, tolerant city in the world. And I'm so proud of that. And what that means to each and every single one of you is that the welcome you get when you come to London will be absolutely mind-blowing. There's going to be, you've heard Bob talking about it, the hundreds of thousands of people who are going to come and watch you guys perform. But it's not just when you're performing. They're going to know that you're visiting from the United States of America, and they are going to roll out the red carpet for you. Because I have to tell you, we absolutely love the special relationship. We absolutely love the United States of America. And boy, you guys are going to be heroes for a week when you come. I have to say that. Just because you're so nice and you're so polite, I'm going to let you into a little secret. Do you like? Was that my mum? Was it? No, sorry. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Do you like my accent? Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Well, this will give you a bit of insight into the welcome you're going to get, because I promise you, we love your accent just as much as you love ours, and you're going to feel the warmth. But look, we've got a video to show you, and we'll show you that in a few moments, just so you get a real feel for what the parade looks like, sounds like, and all the rest of it. Because you know, it's mind-blowing, and you've got to see it to believe it. But I want to just finish on one really important point that I want you to hold on to. I know amazing performances like you are going to put in London don't just happen. I know you guys are brilliant. We've seen you in London before. We've heard about your reputation, which is why we're asking you to come back as a school. But I know it doesn't just happen. There's going to be a lot of time. There's going to be a lot of commitment. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices. There's going to be a lot of fundraising. I know that. We know that, and we really appreciate it. And I know there's going to be times when you're going to go, do you know what, I just can't be bothered to practice. Is it worth it? I just want to lie on the sofa, play on my Xbox, or whatever you want to do. I know that. But when you have one of those moments over the coming months, I want you to remember something. If you come to London and perform in this event, I promise you, it will change your life forever. The amazing experiences you're going to have, the things you're going to see, the buzz of that amazing welcome you're going to get from the Londoners will change your life forever. Go on, give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. So that is all I want to say before we watch the video. You are absolutely amazing. Thank you again for the warm welcome. I absolutely cannot wait to be there to personally welcome you to London. We're going to roll the red carpet out for you, and I promise you, we will make you London legends for a week. You're brilliant. Let's watch the video, and then when the video finishes, assuming you still want to come, give me one more cheer. Nothing to do with the invitation, I just want to hear it because it makes me feel great. Give me one more cheer, then we'll do the presentation. Thank you. Here we go. Enjoy the video. You did. Sorry, I'm a politician, come on. I've got to milk it when I can. Of course. Absolutely. I don't get that in London, so
one of the world's great street spectaculars. Live on the streets of Great Britain's capital city. By performers from across the world, and the very best marching bands and cheerleaders from the United States.
The trip's been absolutely fantastic. Our students have had a really amazing experience, getting to see all sorts of different things that they normally wouldn't get to see back home, and we're really excited to be here getting ready for the parade. We always want our students to think worldly, and I think it's so important for them to see other students doing the things that they do, and not just in their small neck of the woods, but on a global scale.
You learn a lot about yourself and what you want to look like when you travel, and getting to see another culture, another point of view, it's invaluable to any student's education.
London's New Year's Day Parade is broadcast and streamed live across the USA.
And you know, we have, I think, 4 of these 25-foot giant helium balloons. And do you know what? It's the excitement for me, it's the atmosphere. It's just so buzzing down there. See right over our shoulder, there they are!
Yeah, they're running now.
Running in with all the enthusiasm of New Year's Day.
They're lining up with participants from 20 different countries.
So they send talent scouts all over the country to find the best of the best and invite them here to London. So we're really honored to be here for this.
Out of the 350,000 cheerleaders who've been to summer camp, we're the top 10%. What's your favorite thing? London Eye and the fish engines.
And throughout the New Year week, there's a superb series of concerts in some of London's greatest and most iconic music venues, featuring the most talented young musicians from the USA and Great Britain. It's the experience of a lifetime.
Very excited. Mostly nervous.
I know they're excited to go to Oxford and Windsor one of our days.
Our students and I were having such a good time. We're here at Windsor this afternoon. We're getting ready to go into the castle. And for a lot of my students, it's their very first time. And it's so exciting.
Those lucky enough to be invited to London's New Year's Day parade can wish many millions a happy new year and give the world a wave. London's New Year's Day parade, a cherished turn-of-year tradition the world over. Become a London legend. It's awesome.
Well, you're I'm going to speak. Honestly, you guys keep this up, I'm not going home. But look, bear with me now, I need to read out the formal invitation, and as I always say, when we get to the end of it, I'll just take another one of those amazing rounds of applause as acceptance of the invitation, and then someone will come and accept the invitation formally. So here goes, and remember, you're the best of the best. The founders and patrons of London's New Year's Day Parade and Festival, the greatest event in the greatest city in the world, take enormous pleasure in extending an invitation to Walker Valley High School Marching Band and Choir, Tennessee, USA, to travel to London to star in the 2024-25 edition of this exclusive and prestigious, world-famous event. You guys are invited, you're coming to London. Congratulations.
Okay, I think we can think that was an acceptance of the invitation, yeah? Yeah, okay, 'cause it sounded like it to me. It's a nerve-wracking moment for Steve and me, just as after he gives it, because I don't think it's ever happened that anybody said no, but there's always that little moment you think, oh, gracious me, we've come all this way, and then they might say no. What are we going to do? Anyway, you didn't, so that's fine, good. A couple of other things we need to do that are quite important before we finish. And the first is this. Steve represents one very important strand of the patronage of London's New Year's Day Parade and Festival. That's the London Mayors Association, City of Westminster. But there is another strand, which is of equal importance to us, and indeed to you, I think, because we have the support of and the patronage of the Lord Lieutenancy of Greater London. Now, the Lord Lieutenant, not Lieutenant, Lieutenant of Greater London is the office that represents the monarch in any given place. And so in London, the Lord Lieutenant of London is Sir Kenneth Olisa, and he represents King Charles whenever King Charles patronises an event but cannot actually be present at it. And so Sir Kenneth, being one of our key patrons, is unable to come on these trips more often than not, but he does insist that I tell you about his patronage when we come, and also that we present something from Buckingham Palace to the school to commemorate the fact that he is, or to show the fact that he is one of our senior patrons. And so, what he's given us this time, and we're all very jealous of this actually, is he's given us some plates that limited edition special plates that commemorate the coronation of... there we go. Is that it? Good. Are you all meant to run away? Yes, you are. Anyway, commemorate the coronation of King Charles III and Queen Camilla. And Steve, would you like to present this to the principal, please,
Yes,
of the school?
thank you.
There we go. Where are you? There we
I'm
are.
right here.
There you are.
Congratulations, really well done, really well done. Don't drop it.
That's important.
Okay, now the next thing we have to do is perhaps the most important thing we've had to do all morning, and I'm glad most of you are still going to be here. And that is, I mentioned about the weather in London when I spoke to you earlier, didn't I? And I told you I wasn't telling you the truth, which I wasn't. It's not bad actually, it's about 40, 50 degrees in Fahrenheit terms, and it's pleasant, not unpleasant. But however, in 2017 it rained. Would you believe it? It actually rained on our parade in 2017. Didn't spoil it. Everybody got a little bit wet, but the crowd stayed, and the spirit that was engendered through the conditions was really quite fantastic. But it rained. It rained very hard. It was a deluge, actually. I mean, people were wading down the streets ankle deep in water. Horrible. Anyway, nobody seemed to mind except me. I really didn't like getting wet. So we decided that we would look for a way to ensure that it would never rain on London's New Year's Day parade ever again. And so we went out and we asked everybody, what can we do to ensure it doesn't rain between 12 o'clock and 3:30 in the afternoon on January the 1st in central London? And unsurprisingly, nobody had a sensible suggestion. I mean, we got some people saying, well, put a roof over the parade route. That's not very good, is it? I mean, you know, just imagine trying to do that, 2.5 miles of roof over a parade route. Anyway, eventually, we'd given up, really. Eventually, somebody said, I've got the answer for you. It's an umbrella. We said an umbrella cannot possibly work because, you know, it's pretty useful to stop rain coming on you, but doesn't actually stop it raining. The person who suggested the umbrella then said, have you not heard the old story? If you leave home without an umbrella, it will most assuredly rain. But as long as you keep an umbrella with you all the time, when you go out, it probably won't rain. Well, have you heard that? Yeah, okay, fine. So we thought it's nonsense, but we'll give it a try. So every time we've been anywhere to present an invitation to the parade, any of the groups that are coming, anywhere in the world, we now present the London New Year's Day Parade umbrella. Just one. And have to tell you, it works, right? We have not had a drop of rain in London between 12 o'clock and 3:30 in the afternoon on January the 1st since 2017. And we intend to continue with that situation. Therefore, what I need from Walker Valley is the most reliable, sensible person within this group who's coming to London, definitely got to come to London, to be the custodian of the London New Year's Day Parade umbrella for Walker Valley. So I don't know whether I'm looking for volunteers, whether you're going to self-suggest. You've got some, okay, fine. Come on, you are Drew?
Yes.
Okay, jolly good. Drew, just go and stand with Steve for the moment. No. Just what we want to be absolutely clear about something before you get possession of the umbrella, okay? Are you happy to accept it?
Yes.
Have you been coerced into accepting it? No.
This is my choice.
It's your choice, absolutely. You heard that, everybody? He's very, very happy to accept it. Okay, Steve, I think you can present the umbrella to Drew then. Okay. Hold on. Don't go away. Now, the thing is this, shush. Is he a pretty reliable sort of chap? Yeah. Okay, good. Because, now then, I need to tell you what happens now, okay? What's the date today? It's the 21st of September, is it? Yeah, 21st of September 2023. So, from this point on, Drew, sorry to have to tell you this, but that umbrella must not leave your body. It's got to be attached to you from now until 3:30 p.m. on the afternoon of the 1st of January 2025. Now, I'm serious.
Okay.
That means when you're in school, when you're at home, when you're at play, when you're in the shower, everywhere that goes with you, okay?
Will do.
Attached to your body, yeah. Because if it doesn't, we will know who to blame if it rains on January the 1st, 2025. So no pressure. Now, this is how we make sure. I know he's reliable. I know he's going to do what he says he's, well, maybe he will, what he said he will do. But we're going to use social media here to make sure that we keep him on the right path. London's New Year's Day Parade is lnydp.com or at lnydp on Twitter, now X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, we're on it. Please join us, like us, love us even. Follow us, do whatever you have to do. But most importantly of all, keep an eye on Drew. Get those cell phones out when you're allowed to, having heard you had to put them away a while ago. And if, on vague chance, you see him without the umbrella at any time over the next 15 months, you don't have to follow him to the shower, we'll trust him in there. Just whip out the cell phone, picture, Instagram post, and then we'll know, I'm afraid, whose fault it will be if it does rain on the 1st of January 2025. Will you do that for me, please? I know you will. You probably have to. Thank you. All we're going to do, this awesome task that's in front of you, we are going to present you with the London New Year's Day Parade pin. So you're the first person here to have that. That's at least something you've got out of it. So I think he deserves a big, big round of applause for taking that. Okay. Well, that's all from us for now, as they say, but we can't wait to welcome you. As Steve said, we can't wait to welcome you to London at the end of next year to perform as Walker Valley High School and Choir for the 7th time at London's New Year's Day Parade and Festival. So thank you again for everything you've done in the past, and we look forward with eager anticipation to welcoming you to London, seeing you perform again on the streets of our great city in the greatest event in the greatest city in the world. Thank you very much indeed, Walker Valley. Thank you.
Calculating the fastest route to Walker Valley High School. Your calculation is complete. You will reach your destination in approximately 8 minutes, traveling at approximately 150 beats per minute. Proceed to the route. Proceed to the route.
All right, guys, hey, can we give our representatives from the London New Year's Day Parade one more round of applause? Thank you so much for being here, guys. It's going to be an awesome treat to go on this trip. Unfortunately, I have to say the words you don't want to hear. It's time to go back to class. So you're heading to second block. We'll see you in fourth block for rehearsal today, okay? See you guys.